Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. I welcome you all in your new science class. I hope you all are fine and you have enjoyed your Eid. Okay students, this is the title cover of your book Simply Science, Oxford Book 1. Students, before I start my lesson, I would like to show you a video. Enjoy the video and watch it very carefully.
Appu has the largest library of rhymes and songs in the world, in English and many other languages.
Living things grow, living things breathe, living things reproduce, and living things eat. Living things have their very habitats. Living things one day die a death. There are some of the things that make a living thing. You and me and the cat and the mouse, trees in our world and the worms underground, all need air and all need food. Beings like their own, they reproduce. They have their own special homes, all die when they lived for long. These are some of the things that make a living thing. Non-living things stay the same size. They don't grow and they don't die. They don't need air to breathe, and they don't need food to eat. They don't reproduce. Beings like their own, they don't need a place that they can call home. These are some of the things that make a non-living thing. The chair and the table, the car and the sand mound, the rock and the pebbles in the playground, all lie motionless and cannot move till someone pushes or gives them a pull. Lifeless and still, they remain without a change. These are some of the things that make a non-living thing.
Like and share this video. Also, subscribe to our channel and hit the bell button for more musical fun.
So, I hope you enjoyed the video. Now take out your textbooks, page number 10, Unit 1, Life and Living, Lesson 5, Non-Living Things. Write down date on top of the page. Okay, today we will learn about non-living things. But before that, I would like to tell you some difference between living and non-living things. Living things. Living things can grow, they can move. Living things can move from one place to another. Living things can breathe, they take in oxygen. They breathe in air, they reproduce their young ones, they take in and use energy to do work, they respond to the environment. Here are some examples of living things you can see in the picture, such as cat, plants, parrot, fish, duck. You can see the plants or the tree in the picture. It is also a living thing because plants can also breathe. They can also grow and they can reproduce. So, these are some examples of living things. Can you think of any other example of living things? Okay, now, what are non-living things? Non-living things are not alive. They cannot grow, they cannot move, they cannot breathe, and they cannot reproduce because they are not alive. They are not a living thing. We say these things which cannot grow, move, breathe and reproduce are called non-living things. For example, you can see in the example a house, a chair, a scissor, a pencil, a bag, an ice cream, a watch, camera, a scooty. So all these are examples of non-living things. Can you think of any other examples of non-living things? Of course you must know. Do non-living things breathe? No, they cannot. They cannot breathe. Do they reproduce? No, they cannot reproduce because they are non-living things. Non-living things cannot grow. You can see in the picture, here is a chair, and this chair will never ever grow. It will remain the same size throughout the life. Okay students, here is a small activity for you people. What you have to do, draw the given table on A4 size paper and fill it. For example, if you look at first picture, there is a penguin and you have to fill the boxes for the penguin. Number 1, does it breathe? If it breathes, you have to write yes. If it does not breathe, you have to write no. So the penguin breathe. First one, I will do it for you, and the remaining 3 you will have to do by yourself. Does it breathe? Yes. Yes, it breathes. Does it eat? Yes. Very good. It eats. Does it move? Yes. Very good. It moves. It moves from one place to another. Does it grow? Yes. Of course it grows. And the last question is it a living thing? Yes, very good. It is a living thing because it can breathe, it can eat, it can move, and it can grow. So a penguin is a living thing. Now you have to fill the remaining boxes as I do. Now there are 2 kinds of non-living things. Once alive, never alive. Once alive means the things which was first alive but now they are not alive. First they were living things and now they are non-living things. Next one is never alive. There are many non-living things that are never alive. Look at this picture. You can see a book on a table. This book and the table was once alive. Can you tell me how this book and table was once alive? Let me tell you how the table was once alive. The table is made from wood, and the wood comes from tree. As we know, tree is a living thing, but when we cut down the trees into wood, so it becomes a non-living thing, and this table is made from wood, so the table is also a non-living thing. So it means that table was once alive when it was in the form of tree. Here is another example of once alive. How cotton socks was once alive. You can see in the picture the cotton socks. It is made from cotton, and this cotton, it comes from cotton plant, and we know that plants and trees are living things. So the cotton plant is a living thing. Cotton which comes from the plant, that is non-living thing, and the socks which is made from that cotton, that is also a non-living thing. Okay dear students, now look at your textbook, page number 11. There is another kind of non-living thing, that is never alive. The things that have never been alive are called never alive. For example, stones and rocks. Here are some stones and rocks. You can see in the picture, they have never been alive because they cannot move from its place. Here are some other examples of never alive. The bricks and the bottles. They have never been alive. These are examples of non-living things. As we know, non-living things cannot move, cannot breathe, cannot grow, and cannot reproduce. So the bricks and the bottles are also non-living things, and they are never been alive. Okay students, look at this slide. Here is a car and a bicycle. It can move from one place to another. The bicycle can move and the car can also move. Can you tell me, are these alive if they move from one place to another? No, these are not alive because they cannot grow, they cannot breathe, and they cannot reproduce. They can move from one place to another with the help of people. Okay dear students, here is a homework for you. You have to do an assignment of lesson 5, week 10 in your notebooks. In this assignment, question number 1, you have to complete each sentence with an appropriate word from the word box. A word box is given below. You have to look at these words and you have to fill the blanks. In question number 2, you have to write true or false in front of these statements. Question number 3, you have to answer these questions, write answers of these questions. Question number A, how many kinds of things are there in the world? Number B, what are non-living things? Okay. Question number C is, which of these are living things and which are non-living things? Make 2 columns in your notebook and write down their names. You have to look at these pictures and you have to make 2 columns and write down names of these living and non-living things in the separate column. Question number D is, how many kinds of non-living things are there? Name them and write 2 examples of each. Next, question number 4. Look around your home. How many things can you see are alive? How many non-living things can you see? Copy the column in your notebook and write some of the names in the correct columns. The last question is, look at the picture given below. Which of these are once alive and which are never alive? Make 2 columns in your notebook and write them in the correct column. Here is a quick recap at what we have learned today. First, I show you a video of living and non-living things. Then I give some introduction about the things, that what things are. Things are divided into 2, that is living and non-living things. Next, we learn about difference between living and non-living things. Then we learn non-living things and its examples. Then we have done a small activity and kinds of non-living things. At the end, I gave you an assignment.